Hi Lovey. So we are back and today we are doing interstate succession, right? Just before I get into it, for those that are interested, I do have an L&D guide that is just guiding you step by step on how to deal with transactions in your liquidation account, how you post them and all of that. So if you are struggling with the liquidation and distribution account, my sister, my brother, please bring my 100 so I can give you your guide so that you can pass and get your 50 and get over paper two. Anyway, let's get on to it, my lovies. So we have Lawrence Zulu, who died interstate on the 20th of September 2016. He is survived by his two spouses, Grace and Precious, who he married according to customary law. David, his son from his marriage to Precious. David's two sons, Ernest and Lennox. Linda, his daughter from his marriage to Grace. Max, his father. His grandson Simon. Simon's father predeceased Lawrence, Lawrence's ex-wife, um, Pilani. So we've got this, right? And then we've got the spouse. This is how I usually do it. We've got the spouse. Okay, is it not allowing me to draw? And then we've got the spouse. So this is Precious. I mean Grace, and then this is Precious. The scenario says David, his son, from his marriage to Precious. So they've got a son, David, right? And then it says David's two sons, Ernest and Lennox. So we go, David's got two sons, which is Ernest and Lennox, right? So like, let's say LZ. This is our deceased person. Right. And then Linda, his daughter from his marriage to Grace. So this is Grace. Grace has a daughter named Linda. Cool. His father, Max. Max goes on top. He's an ascendant. Okay, can I please? Ugh, please let me draw in peace. So his father, Max. Yes, we've got Max there. And then his grandson, Simon. Simon predeceased Lawrence. So we know he had a son. Um, he had a son named, no, his grandson Simon. Simon's father. Okay, we know he had a son. Um, we don't know this father's name, but we know. So we're just gonna put the father there. This is Simon's father. Gonna put him here. Let's name him Bob, right? So you will see I just put it down here because we don't really know from who's Simon's mother, but we are not concerned about it. So we're just gonna put him here as Bob, and Bob has Simon. Cool. But Bob is predeceased. And then Lauren's ex-wife, Pilani. Pilani is completely just on the side. Lawrence estate is worth 4.5 million. So then we will start with I. His wife, his two wives. So it is a principle of intestate that a spouse inherits is entitled to inherit a child's share or 250, whichever is great. You will always have that line in your answer. If the deceased was married, you'll always have that. So you write each spouse is entitled to inherit a child's share or 250, whichever is greater, right? You probably get a mark or two, depending on the examiner on how they decided to mark it. And then you then proceed, right? So how much is a child's share? Cool. So now we have to calculate. We've got Linda, we've got Bob, who's predeceased, and we've got David, right? So we've got three kids. Three kids plus two spouses equal to five. So we know that we have to divide this number, this amount, by five. So let's divide it by five. I'm going to use my phone.
Drawing.
So we're going to use, I'm helping my friends pause. So we've got 4.5 million divided by 5. Yes, my love. No, no, don't draw. So we've got 4.5 million divided by 5. So we get 900,000, right? So now it means these spouses are entitled to inherit 900,000. Sorry, I lost this. I don't know where that went. Guys, now when it comes to technology, Sham, I'm not your girl. But nonetheless, we know that a child's share is 900,000. So how much will they inherit? They will inherit 900,000, meaning Precious will inherit 900,000. Grace will inherit 900,000. Sorted. We have answered for them. And then David, his son, from his marriage to Precious. Right. How much will David inherit? David will inherit 900,000. It's his share. Remember, we did a child's share. So he will inherit 900,000. David's two sons, Ernest and Lennox. Ernest and Lennox will not inherit. Why? Because their father is still alive. So they don't need to represent their father. And as a result of that, they will not be inheriting. That's your answer for David and Lennox. Linda, his daughter from his marriage to Grace. Remember, we calculated Linda as a child. So Linda will also get 900,000. Max, his father, Max will not inherit. Why will he not inherit? Because we give preference to descendants before ascendants. If Lawrence did not have these people, we would obviously go up to who's this? To Max. But unfortunately he's got descendants, so ascendants will not inherit. That's your answer. His grandson Simon. Simon's father predeceased Lawrence. Remember, we named Simon's dad as Bob and we calculated him as a share. So what will happen is Simon will inherit his father by representation and he will therefore get his 900,000 as well. And then Lawrence's ex-wife, Pilani. Pilani will not inherit. Why? He has nothing to do. That's why we've got him on the side. So that is just basically it with the interstate succession question. That's how the estate will devolve. You've got your 10 marks. So please watch those videos, understand. Remember, if they say in community of property, right? In community of property, you'd first then have to calculate the 50% share of the other spouse, take out the spouse's 50% and then work from what is left behind. But I will then make another video for you guys, just so that I don't confuse it. Nonetheless, that is it from me, guys, and I love you and all the best. We've got this, guys. We really have got this.
Are you done?
Yep, I'm done. Okay, and now I need to switch this off. And I don't know how I will switch this off. Oh, okay, there it is. And then, yeah, that's it, guys.